What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are changing the oil in this 1999 Honda Foreman 450. And the first thing that I like to do anyways is let it run. I'll just let it sit here and idle for maybe a minute or two just to get the oil a little warm so it drains out better. Alright guys, so what I want to do before we drain all the oil out is I have an oil filter here that we bought. It was offline on Amazon. So I'm going to take, because this is where the oil filter is, I'm going to take the oil filter out and make sure they match. And to do this you will need either, let's see, this is an 8mm socket, or I think a 9/16 fit it pretty good too. I'll catch you guys when I have it off. Alright guys, so I did get the oil filter cover off and the oil filter out. What I ended up doing was taking this engine cover, that's the box, taking the engine cover off right here because it's easier to access the screws that you need. There's only 3 screws that you need. And I was comparing these oil filters and they're exactly the same. So yeah, there's the oil filter cap. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drain the oil out of the drain plug. Alright guys, so I got it level on these 2 jacks, and the reason I have to jack it up is because my oil bucket that I drain all the oil into actually won't fit under there when it's on the ground. So I had to jack it up, and I made sure it was level. I put a level on it. It's level, so it should drain out just the same it would if it was on the ground. So now I'm going to crawl under there and take the drain plug out. Alright guys, now I'm under the four-wheeler, and this is the drain plug right here, and it is you will need a 17mm socket to fit on there. So I'll take it out and I'll get this oil draining. I'll pick you guys up when I've got the oil draining. Alright guys, so I got the oil plug pulled. It's just barely draining a little bit now. But we're going to let it sit there and drain for quite a while just to make sure we get all of it out. I'll pick you guys up when we're putting the new oil filter in. Alright, what's up guys? So while it's draining over there, you can't really see it because of the light. This is the oil that I'm putting in it. GN4 Honda 10W40 oil. It's a pro Honda, so it's made for Hondas. And that thing is about 2.8 liters. So I'll use about that much of the can in that thing. It takes a lot of oil. So, like I said, I'll pick you guys up when we're filling it up, because right now it's still draining. It'll probably take a few, maybe 10 minutes to drain all the way out. Alright guys, so it is done draining. It's dripping just a little bit, but we can go ahead and put the drain plug back in. See, it's still dripping a little bit, but that's the stuff that ran out on like the skid plate. So you're going to want to put your drain plug back in. You're going to want to tighten it up enough, not like too tight to where you're stripping it, but tight enough to where it won't leak. I have to put the camera down because I have to do this with 2 hands. Alright guys, so I'm gonna put the new oil filter in it right now and put the oil cap back on and put this engine cover back on. So it'll probably take me a few minutes, so cue the time lapse. Alright guys, I'm going to end it there because this is taking me a lot longer than I thought. These bolts are kind of aggravating, especially this one down here. I'll pick you guys back up when we're filling it up with oil. Alright guys, so now it's time to fill the oil up. It has 3 quarts, and these are 1 quarts. We just poured the Honda oil into these things so we can measure it out easier. I'm going to see if I can just pour it in there. Make sure that's not going in there, not coming out. I think it is. Alright, so now I should just have to do that 2 more times and we should be done. Alright, so we put about maybe 2 3/4 quarts of oil in it, which it calls for 3. So we don't want to put too much in it, so we're checking it. It looks to be full. I don't know if y'all can see that, you probably can't, but it looks to be full. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it on and let it run for a few minutes like I did before we changed the oil, and I want the oil to be ran up all in the motor, and then we'll let it sit for 2 or 3 minutes and try it again and see where we're at, because it'll run up in the motor and then it might be different then. So I'll see you guys after I've ran it and I'm checking it again. Okay, so I just rolled it outside and I let it run for maybe a minute, and now it's been sitting for about 2 minutes. So now we're gonna see what the oil level's at. Okay, so see, now the oil level is right there, which is pretty good. I knew, because before the oil level was way up here, but I knew after it gets run up in the motor, I knew it was gonna go down quite a bit. So yeah, that's how you change the oil on a 1999 Honda Foreman 450. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.